Hey, how you doing today? Hope you're doing well. And if not, hope in some small way I can help make your day better. I know I always say that, but it doesn't make it less true. Now, you might have been wondering what in the world was that little drawing I did at first. It's just like a little warm-up drawing, just testing some of the brushes and just playing around before I start actually drawing. So what is this drawing? It's not a fan art. It's not for a comic book. Well, I just felt like drawing something. I guess you could say it's concept art for a short film idea I had. And see, one day I was listening to the Hyper Light Drifter soundtrack, and golden hour, the time of day where the sun it's starting to go down and the lighting is like gold. It was shining through my window, and of course I was supposed to be doing some schoolwork, but I just kind of started daydreaming instead. Just enjoying the light coming through my window and listening to the ambient tracks of the video game. And I just started having ideas pop into my mind for something that'd be interesting, a short film. I guess, taking inspiration from that sort of Hyper Light Drifter aesthetic, kind of almost like a synthwave type thing, I guess. I don't know. I could say that. It'd just be kind of a short story, sort of exploring the atmosphere and aesthetic of this other world. This world being, I don't know, some kind of post-apoc, I guess, but still in a way beautiful, I guess. And so I kind of came up with this character and sort of the background and stuff, and I decided to try a different type of art style. I decided to go something a little bit inspired by sort of like the work of Mobius. Jean Mobius, I believe. He's like a French artist and did a lot of concept work and some graphic novels and stuff like that. Really neat art style. I really like it. I need to look into it more, actually, but there's this game coming out, or it already came out. I don't know. But there's this game I heard of called Sable, and it has a art style very similar to Mobius, but also kind of makes me think of Hyper Light Drifter, so I'm probably going to play that for sure. Yeah, so I kind of had that art style in my mind, and then I wanted to try some stuff with some heavy inking. So as you can see, I've filled in a lot more of the black ink areas. Instead of doing shading, I've done these like heavy dark inking on the character. And then I do sort of two-tone or one-tone coloring, shading, and so instead of doing my usual thing where I put just instead of drawing it all in one color and then sort of like adding a shading layer and a shine, I make it more sort of flat looking, but then like any shading is done with like sketching with the inking and stuff like you see there. So sort of this scene I wanted to evoke was sort of like kind of this character has been like carrying around this boat, this small boat, and is trying to get to a place where they can use the boat. So, you know, someplace with water, I guess, because that's where you use boats, is on water. And I wanted to go with a different-ish kind of color scheme, I guess. Something interesting. I wanted to make it sort of a costume that could be easily made in real life, just out of some different things that you might have in real life. Why I gave them purple eyes, I have no clue. It just kind of went with the color scheme. Why oven mitts? 'Cause I'm no good at drawing hands. I don't know if you've noticed that in my previous videos, but I am not great at drawing hands. But yeah, so in this scene, the character has taken refuge in a cave. But it's not like really a cave, it's more of like a cave made out of rubble and wrecked stuff that's getting overgrown outside, and you'll see in a minute. I'll add some stuff, some green stuff. But like this is the ruins of like a city or something, and this is like a small cave made out of like the rubble that's settled. And the character's just kind of waiting there, enjoying the atmosphere for a moment before they move on. Just kind of waiting out the rain. So the brush I was using was to paint with Kyle's Real Oils, some sort of oil paintbrush in Photoshop, and it does a lot of blending, but for this sort of like flat art style that I was going for, you don't really want to blend too much. So why didn't I just select the area and then fill it in with the paint bucket? That's a good question. I wish I had an answer. Well, actually, I do have an answer. The answer is that I wanted there to be a tiny bit of blending wherever the colors met each other, but I didn't want to blend like the color itself. So that's why sometimes I'm erasing things. Also, another challenge here. So, yeah, it created a challenge, but another challenge here was that I have, you know, a digital art pad where I can draw with the...
Are you winning, son?
Sorry about that. My brother just barged into my room. He didn't know I was recording, so no ill will there. Anyway, oh yeah, another reason I wanted to use the oil blending tool was so I could do this with the sky. Kind of paint like the clouds. Kind of lost my train of thought. What was I talking about beforehand? Anyway, the rain, I put on a different layer. I think it turned out pretty decent. I put a few little specks of water kind of dripping into the cave on the sides there. I just kind of wanted to make a nice little aesthetic. Just sort of, waiting and listening to the rain falling. So here's all the detail. But yeah, I kind of blended the edges of the different colors together, and that's what I kind of wanted the blending tool for, or the blending capability of that tool, but not to like smear the colors themselves for the colors. I wanted to keep it all very kind of neat, flat. And I think it turned out pretty good. Oh, that's what it was. Yeah, I have a digital drawing pad with a screen on it so I can see what I'm drawing with on the pen tablet. However, instead of using the screen, I was looking up at my computer, so that was another challenge. Anyway, I hope that you have a nice day.